This weekend, we certainly made 10 men feel like 100. Not only did we completely smash, annihilate, destroy the previous Battlefront 2 player count record, but on late Saturday and early Sunday, we also crashed the Battlefront 2 servers. Too many people were clearly playing Battlefront 2, and the servers weren't able to handle it. How the fans feel after uniting and making the servers crash? Not only that, we have more former Battlefront devs talking about Battlefront 2 and talking about the possibility of Battlefront 3. And we even have a cheeky offhanded acknowledgement of Battlefront 3 from EA. This has been absolutely ridiculous. I also wanted to say thank you to everyone who joined on the streams I did this weekend, and thank you to everyone who made all of this possible. You are the ones who are helping create so much noise about this. You've broken the player count, you've crashed the servers. This is the most awesome community event I think I've ever been a part of. And I also have an updated player count of how many people actually played the game over the weekend. I think we've all got something to be proud of here, and the message has never been clearer that they need to make Battlefront 3. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. Over this weekend, more people were playing Battlefront 2 than they were since maybe 2019 or 2018. We certainly broke all records from the past 5 years, going back to before 2020, when we don't even have data for how many people were playing the game. On Steam, the 24-hour peak reached 17,668 at the time of this recording. Now, when this movement first started and the player count began rising, I posted on Twitter an image of the player count, and it was 10,345 as the all-time peak. So we've gone basically 7,000 players over the peak on Steam, and we also know that on PC, Steam has the lowest amount of players because most people own the game either through the EA app or on Epic Games, where the game was free a few years ago. So these numbers are really not reflective of how many people are actually playing this game. I can confirm from a few trusted sources I have that over 1 million people played Battlefront 2 in the course of 24 hours this weekend. Over 1 million players.
With 1 million more well on the way.
Battlefront 2 was trending again on the PlayStation Store, being in one of the top bought games, top played games. I'm sure EA's sales for Battlefront 2 have gone up significantly in the past week. We have major news outlets sharing the news that Battlefront 2 is peaking again, that it's made a resurgence once again. And the evidence is clearer now than ever that we want Battlefront 3. But in addition to all that, EA has publicly acknowledged the movement in, I think, a very cheeky and offhanded way. Something that's not direct, something that's definitely not coming from the top. I believe it's just likely a community manager. This was posted on the Star Wars Battlefront Reddit page, but the EA Sports F1 Instagram account posted this on their story the other day, writing, "Battlefront 3, no. Freeway battles at the Battlefront, yes." So literally acknowledgement that they've seen our cry for a Battlefront 3. Arguably some of the biggest news over the weekend as well was the former lead developer on Battlefront 2, Dennis Brandvold, returning to Twitter and tweeting for the first time in years, saying, "I felt a great disturbance in the Force." Hilarious.
Brilliant.
What's interesting as well, he also gave his comments on Star Wars on the Star Wars gaming space, and then also responded to a post from another former DICE dev who shared his ideas for Battlefront 3. I talked about this in a video the other day, but basically the idea was do a Battlefront 2 remaster for 2027 and 28. This would take 2 to 3 years to make if they started now. They could add a bunch of improvements to the game and potentially even add a live service. And once that becomes a success, once they, I guess, generate some revenue, get a bunch of sales from that, then they start work on Battlefront 3. You have a team familiar with the engine, the assets, and could really kick off developing Battlefront 3 in a shorter time span, working on feedback from a fresh Battlefront 2. This would be a 5 to 6 year plan, but it's far more likely to be a success. This came from Mats Helge, a former dev on Battlefront 2, and Dennis replied to this saying, "I love Mats, but I disagree with his plan for the future of Battlefront." Interestingly, in the last few days, a lot of former DICE and Battlefront devs has said if Battlefront 3 was a thing, that they'd love to come and work on the game again, that they'd love to return to work on the Star Wars franchise and work on Battlefront 3, as very few of them still work at EA and DICE, with 80 to 90% of the workforce that built Battlefront 3 having moved on to other studios and other projects. Hyber, the Battlefront 2 mod project, also told Dennis on Twitter, "The energy in the community is fantastic," and asked, "How have you been?" With Dennis replying, "Very good, thank you. It's been hard times in the gaming industry lately, but we've managed it okay. We're almost ready to start inviting players to try our game now, which is very exciting and scary." Dennis Brandvold currently working at his own founded studio, I believe. They're called Wayfinder Studios. We don't know too much about them yet, but we do know they're working on some kind of RPG. Ben Walk also returned to Twitter recently, and I think it's notable that he changed his Twitter banner to Ted Lasso pointing at the believe sign. Believe in Battlefront 2. Believe that we're gonna get this game. Believe that it can get greenlit and they can make it and we can finally get Battlefront 3.
Do it.
Harvey Newman, one of the former animators for Battlefront 2, also tweeted about Battlefront 2 and Battlefront 3 recently, saying, loving the renewed hype around Battlefront 2. I was lead animator on the game. If Battlefront 3 ever happens, I'd love to return. The team was excellent and the community feedback loop was the best I've seen in my career. So many ideas left on the table. And I think that's the sentiment we all share. The fact that it felt like so much more could be done, that Battlefront 2 wasn't done yet, that it felt like there was a road ahead, especially after they renewed it and after the renewed interest in it in late 2019, 2020. They'd built the Clone Wars, they'd expanded the game out into the game it is today, and then out of nowhere it was kind of cancelled. And I feel like we all carry that. So many ideas left on the table that were unfinished. And a lot of the reason all the devs left the studio and left DICE was because they didn't get to work on Battlefront 3 or continue Battlefront 2's live service. Interestingly as well, the senior community manager for Insomniac Games tweeted about Battlefront, saying the children yearn for Battlefront, and then tagging EA, DICE, Star Wars, FTC, and Disney. And I think that's just another example of this movement expanding into the mainstream. It feels like such a crazy opportunity for Lucasfilm or Disney or whatever studio work on Battlefront in the future to make money. There is so much interest in it right now, and we're at a point where I just feel like I really need to say this and share this. There is no way Battlefront 3 won't be successful. Battlefront 3 is literally, based on what we've seen in the past few weeks, the most anticipated game since GTA 6. There's no question about it. The fact it has gone this mainstream and this many people are talking about it, all the former devs, we've broken every record almost possible. We crashed the servers on one weekend. So many people watching videos, streams, TikTok is going crazy. Hashtag Battlefront 3 is literally everywhere. I have friends of mine who aren't Star Wars fans sending me things saying, hey, look, there's Battlefront 3 comments here. This is wild. It is insane. Just make the game.
Look familiar?
To be realistic as well, I think we all need to understand, even if they started now, Battlefront 3 wouldn't release for at least another 5 years, I'd say. If they started from scratch now, new game engine, new everything. If we were to get Battlefront 3, I think it's 5 or more years down the track, meaning we wouldn't get it until 2030. There are a few more Star Wars games coming up before that. Next year we have Zero Company, we're getting Jedi 3, we're getting Star Wars Eclipse at some point, we're getting the Knights of the Old Republic remake, and I'm sure maybe there's more they're working on behind the scenes they haven't shared with us yet, but clearly there is a craving for Battlefront. Battlefront 2 is 8 years old now. The time is now. Let's get it done, guys. The only thing we can do is keep talking about it. I'm gonna make more videos about it. I'm gonna be streaming more this week as well. Keep an eye out for the streams. I'm also probably gonna stream some Fortnite and the Star Wars event that's happening in Fortnite because I haven't played much of that with everything that's been happening in Battlefront. And that's the other thing. I really don't think Fortnite and anything they do in any other game can replace the desire for Battlefront. It's a different entity altogether. It's a different beast. And as much as I have enjoyed playing through some of the Fortnite stuff and the DLC and whatever else they're doing in that with the skins and the, the community events, it's still no Battlefront. Both can coexist. Do both. Don't do one or the other. Let's get it done. Let's make Battlefront 3. Hashtag Battlefront 3. Keep sharing it, guys. Everyone's also sharing how much they've missed Battlefront, that playing it is just it's so fun to be back. It's so fun to be reconnecting with friends again. Oh my gosh, I just saw as well, even Janina Gavankar, who plays Iden Versio, the lead character in Battlefront 2 story mode, has posted an Instagram story about it saying, Star Wars Battlefront 2 broke its all-time concurrent play count on Steam today. The game is 8 years old and has not been updated for the past 5 years. She's tweeting about it. Good things live on. So guys, all I'm asking you to do from here is to just keep playing and keep sharing the message. Keep commenting everywhere. Battlefront 3. If you're on Instagram, if you're on TikTok, if you're on YouTube, if you're in a Reddit thread, wherever you are, post Battlefront 3. Talk about Battlefront 3. Be respectful, please. Be kind, be nice, and just share your love for Battlefront. Share your love for Star Wars, and they will keep hearing us. We can keep making this happen. Subscribe if you're not already. Come follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Discord, TikTok. Keep an eye out for the streams. Watch this video for more Star Wars, more Battlefront, and thanks for watching. Always remember,
stay bombastic.